we're sitting in front of some sculptures or painted constructions by Atta Kwami. This large one that's called Gateway. And then there are some kiosks, 5 kiosks in the background, which are loosely based on kiosks you find in Ghana. All very colourful. They're often made in a happenstance way, so someone will just use whatever wood's available, whatever tins of paint are available, so they're often colours that you wouldn't normally put together.
The gateway that's now in Loughborough was sited on the pier in Folkestone, and then they needed another home. They were in storage in Folkestone, and we didn't really know what to do with them next. And Loughborough University, which was quite a logical place for them to come to since they'd been made in Loughborough, they were the most receptive. So unfortunately, by this time Atta was dead, so Pamela Clarkson and I together put together a proposal, and so they came to Loughborough and to Shirley Pierce Square, where you can now see them. Everything fitted onto one lorry, fortunately, and then that was unloaded in Loughborough in the Shirley Pierce Square, where we were then able to work on restoring them. There was quite a lot of repair work that was necessary, but Pamela and I were able to commit the best part of 2 weeks to doing the job, and the result is that they quite possibly look better than when the exhibition first opened in Folkestone.
He loved jazz, and he wanted that kind of improvisation that you get with jazz, and he'd often take a theme and run with it like a kind of riff, and then make sort of stunning innovations with it, a bit like jazz. And it was very difficult to replicate that, because you can go overboard and become too neat, or you can just look crude without sort of intention. So that kind of fine line is something that he would have honed. He died when he was 65, and he'd been painting since he was a boy, so it's a kind of lifetime's practice really to get to that point of sort of being in the moment and of the moment and getting it right. So it's like a performance, it's like a dance almost that he performed when he was painting. And he was totally submerged in his painting. So as I say, it's very difficult to replicate, but having worked with him, and we worked, both Andy and I worked on the Folkestone things, we have some idea of the way he painted, and we've tried to replicate that as best we could. I was sort of pleasantly surprised that people were so positive, and they liked being near them. So people were sitting down to have their sandwiches, their picnics or whatever, sitting round them, and I think he would have loved that. There's a sort of a warmth, there's a joy about it. And I would say that those are the 2 words that would describe Atta are joy and grace. And I think it's evident in the work, and I hope people can get that from it.